Hey, hi, hello, and welcome to another video. My name is Ariel, and today I'm going to do the Christmas Carol book tag, originally made by Lauren Wade around a year ago. I saw David's Books do it. I didn't get tagged, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna be looking over here to read the questions and answer them. Cool. Question 1. The Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. I came prepared. The Giving Tree by Shel Silverstein. I love this book even now. Like, I could read it and just smile. I loved this book so much as a child that I got a tattoo of the second to last page of this book on my leg. It meant that much to me. And in my opinion, the message conveyed in the book that I've carried with me always is that life is a give and take. And I think that's really important to have. Another cool fact about this is in 5th grade, I found out that Shel Silverstein and I share a birthday. Here's his face. Here's my face. Yes. I think my aunt gave me this copy a really long time ago, and I love it, and I don't ever want to part with it. So, yes. Question 2. The Ghost of Christmas Present, a recent book that you've read that will become one of your all-time favorites. So that's kind of 2 books. So I dropped a book, but that's okay. It's all right. The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. I read this book in January, the first time, and then a few more times this year. This book has definitely become one of those books that I could probably read 100 times and never, ever, 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 ever get sick of it. Ever, ever, ever. Also, I could say The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, even though I'm not done with it. I'm 70-ish% into it, and I feel like it's going to be one of those books that I can reread over and over again, but I'm not done with it yet. V. Schwab has never disappointed me, so we'll see. We'll see. Question 3. The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, a book coming out next year that you're most excited about. I don't pay attention to new releases unless it's from an author that I really, really like or a series that I'm in the middle of. I believe the new book in the Miss Peregrine series is coming out. I guess I'm excited about it. Like, I hope it's the end. I was super invested in that series until the 4th book, and then I was like, what happened? And the 5th book was good, but not great. And okay, now actually no. It was not great, but it was not good. It was in between good and great. So I want the 6th book because I need to know what happens. I'm hoping that's the end, but I'm also hoping it's fabulous. So I know that comes out sometime next year. I think it's in February, but I'm not sure. Question 4. Bah Humbug. A book that everyone loves that you just can't stand. Can't stand is strong. It's strong words. Strong words. Throne of Glass. I just couldn't do it. I got probably a little over 100 pages into it and just snapped it shut and sent it back to the library. Couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I know that's like something that people really love, and I just don't understand why. And I've got, no, you should go ahead and read the whole thing, but I'm not going to read something that I'm not enjoying. It's just not going to happen. Question 5. Bob Cratchit, an old dependable that you always recommend. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. And not so old, The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. Now, I know the same author, right? I know, like, I have a favorite, right? But I recommend both of these books for completely different reasons. People that are not really super into reading, but they feel like they want to get into something super mystical and magical, but also could really happen, but in like an alternate universe, but it could be happening in our universe. I always say this one. Somebody who just wants a way to chill out and relax, but they want to read something that's also fantastical. I love both of these. I recommend these books a lot. I recommend this one more. I will say that if I had to favor the two books, it's probably this one. I have owned this one a year, and I've read it more times in the first year of owning it than I did this one. I've definitely read this one more. I've read them both more times than Goodreads knows. So, question 6. Tiny Tim, an undertyped book that you think deserves more love. So this is more like a series than an underhyped book, which is the Night Angel series by Brent Weeks. I don't hear much about this. And I had actually never heard of it until my lovely cousin, who loves me very much, I love you, Jessica, decided that I was going to get this for Christmas. I tore through, this is 3 books, not just one. This is the full thing. This is 3 books. Very, very long, obviously, because there's 3 books in it. But I tore through this in, I think, like a week or less. And it's all sooty because I read it by a fireplace, which just made it so much more better. So much more better? Is that a thing? So the first book follows a child who lives in the slums, and then he gets like a master that teaches him how to be basically a shadow. He learns, swordplay. He learns how to fight with weapons, with his body, his mind. He learns poisons, and he learns how to kill people. And there's this whole story that I don't know how to explain this book without ruining it. So he's a kid at the beginning of the first book, and then he's an adult through the rest of it. And it's just, this sucked me in so deeply that I didn't want to do anything else. I recommend that if you have never heard of this series, that you read it and love it. And if you do love it, let me know. And if you have read it, comment down below and let me know that you have read it and what you thought of it. And I just need to know. Question 7. Today, why it's Christmas Day. What's a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas, apart from A Christmas Carol? The Fat Man. I love this book by Ken Harmon. I don't know how I described this book in my last video, other than there's an elf that gets drunk and there's a murder, and that's the best I can describe it without ruining it completely, but let me try. So there's an elf that gets kind of kicked out of his job. He's really down on himself, and then he finds out that there's like a conspiracy against him, and he gets kicked out because he does something very unelf-like. Him trying to figure out what's going on leads him to basically 2 murders, and he's kind of a detective, kind of bait, kind of a hero, kind of everything. I love this book. I read it every single year. I recommend it so highly, and it's so sad how many people have not heard of this book. Read it. Question 8. The Muppets Christmas Carol, your favorite film adaptation of a book. See, I don't know if I'm allowed to pick a Muppets Christmas Carol, because I have read A Christmas Carol on multiple occasions, and the Muppets Christmas Carol is by far the best, in my opinion. And I don't know if I'm allowed to pick that, but if I'm not, I would say The Princess Bride. So I saw the movie first when I was a child. I'll totally admit that. And I didn't read the book until this year. And I love them both so equally. I don't know how I would have felt if I would have watched the movie after I read the book, but I don't know if that even matters. So I would say The Princess Bride. That movie is by far one of my all-time favorites. I know it's a cult classic. I know it's something that a lot of people really love, but it's one of my all-time favorite movies that exist anywhere, everywhere. If you like the video, click the like button, comment, subscribe. Have a good day.